TBR cart. We're going book shopping. Like, who allowed this? Okay, so what I need to do is I need to go through all these piles here and then go through my shelves, decide which books I'm keeping, which books are going to go into the bookshelves, and then which books are going to go into the cart. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is the completed TBR cart for now. At first I was a little worried that I wasn't going to have enough books to fill it, and then I realised how much of a fool I was for thinking that. Yeah. So what I would really quickly do is just show you the few books that I am not keeping, that I will be getting rid of. I am hoping to put them up on my Vinted, so I will link that down below if you are interested in any of these books and if you're from the UK. If not, they will just be going to the charity shop. So yeah, but the first book is a book that I actually haven't read. I didn't read it and I probably won't read it. I got it from one of those blind date with a book things from the works. It was supposed to be for a themed reading vlog. I just don't think I am going to read it. But that is A Midnight Kiss on Ever After Street by Jamie Admons. I think this is just, I can't even tell you what it's about. Sadie Winters has spent her whole life doing as she's told, but when her overbearing aunt forbids her from going to the farewell ball at the beloved local castle, Sadie has had enough. I was kind of giving Cinderella vibes. One magical makeover later, Sadie is unrecognisable as Ever After Street's shy seamstress, but her dreams of meeting a handsome prince are dashed when the only person to cross her path is Wit, the awkward estate agent intending to sell the castle. As the clock strikes midnight, Sadie and Wit share a magical kiss, and Sadie's heart is in serious danger. Surely Wit must feel the same, but when fate brings Wit to Sadie's door again, he has absolutely no idea who she is. I just don't think I'm going to read it, and that's okay. So this one is being gotten rid of. I think you'll come to realise all of these books are very similar to each other, and that's making me realise that maybe I'm not the biggest fan of this genre of romance. But the next book I will be unhauling. That's the word I've been looking for, unhauling. The next book I'm unhauling is The Roommate by Rosie Dannon. This I can't remember when, but I feel like this was really popular on BookTok for a while. This is definitely a spicy book. I didn't finish it. It was a DNF. I just didn't think the relationship between the two was there. It's very much physical first, feelings and emotions later. Our main female character, Clara, the roommate, moves in with this man, Josh, and she discovers that Josh is in the certain entertainment business. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And it kind of, yeah, their relationship goes from there. She's very much the inexperienced, innocent female character. He's the experienced male. He treats women right. Women are more than just objects. And I don't know. I'm really not selling these books. As in, like, I am selling them, but I'm not selling them. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So this next one, again, these books seemed to they've popped off on BookTok, and that's kind of why I bought them, because I definitely caved to the FOMO of BookTok. And I know the author has released another book. I think these are interconnected standalones. I started reading it and I just didn't really gel with the main character. I didn't really gel with the relationship and romance and the male main character, but I don't think it was necessarily bad. I think there's definitely people out there that would love this book. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But that is Falling Hard for the Royal Guard by Megan Clawson. The main character, Maggie, lives in the Tower of London, and something that I thought was really cool is the author lived in the Tower of London as well. So she's kind of based a lot of the main character in this book off of her, which I thought was really sweet. But it's basically a romance that starts between Maggie and one of the Royal Guards. Next is Bloodstream by Emily Carter. Another kind of steamier romance, BookTok romance book that I definitely saw taking the rounds. The author, she's released another one. I think they're interconnected standalones. If you couldn't tell from the cover, this appears to be a car racing romance. She's the social media manager. He's one of the drivers. She's just trying to do her job, trying to push the motorsport racing team on social media. He's stubborn and he's a very private person. You can kind of see where it's going to go from there. Okay, these next two were really, really popular on BookTok, and this next one I DNF'd within the first 10 pages. I didn't like the female main character. I just did not like the vibe of this book whatsoever, and that is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I feel like this is quite controversial because I feel like a lot of people really love Sarah Adams, and I'm tempted to maybe try her other interconnected standalone series, the When in Rome series. I did not like this book. I did not like the female main character whatsoever. I just didn't like the vibe of they've been friends since high school when they've loved each other the whole time, but they don't want to tell each other because they don't want to ruin their friendship, but it's so obvious that they have feelings for each other. It just wasn't for me, but it might be for you. And then this last one I did finish, and I did enjoy it. I just don't see me like rereading it. Like, I just don't see the point of me keeping it. That is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I did really enjoy it. I did have a fun time with this. This is a single mum trope, enemies to lovers trope. So the plot is our main character, Jess, she joins this dating app where it uses your DNA to essentially match you with your soulmate. And she does it, I can't remember why she does it, but she does it, and she ends up getting a 98% compatibility match with the CEO and inventor of the app. And it kind of starts as fake dating as well. Fake dating trope is in here. So I did definitely enjoy it. If you enjoy those tropes, you'll probably enjoy this. And I also remember there was a lot more to this book than just the romance. It talks about relationships as a whole. So like friendship is definitely explored in this, mother-daughter relationship. So it's more than just the romance relationship. And I remember really enjoying that element of this book. And it's Christina Lauren. So if you've read a Christina Lauren and you know you like their writing and you haven't read this one, you might enjoy this. But those are the books that I will be unhauling. Yeah, there is another book that I don't know what to do with. So this is Notes from the Burning Age by Claire North. And I don't think I'm going to finish it. However, I have highlighted it. And I've only highlighted like half of it, so there aren't even highlights throughout the whole thing. I don't know if a charity shop would take it because it's got highlights in, but then I don't know if people would want to buy it with highlights in and tabs. So I don't really know what to do with this. I'm a little bit lost. So this one I'm just putting to the sidelines for now. I might pick it back up maybe at some point, but It wasn't grabbing me when I was reading it. That's the Unhaul. And the TBR cart, I love her so much. I'm excited to have her here. But my next step is to now reorganize my actual bookshelves with the books that I am keeping, obviously, and that I've already read. There are some books left on my bookshelf that I haven't read, but they're not like immediate TBR cart worthy. The way I've kind of laid this out is the top shelf is kind of like my immediate what I want to read soon. And then we've got like the next level of I'd like to read these next. And then the ones on the bottom are more like I obviously want to read them and I'll get around to them at some point, but they're not instant, like right here, right now. I do have a couple of books at home that I need to add to this. So there's Powerful and Reckless that I have on my TBR, but I just don't have my copies of them here. And there's some like new releases that are coming out that will be being added to this as well. But I now need to figure out where in my room this is going to live. Yeah, I now need to go sort all those shelves out. So we should probably go do that now. Okay, so now I need to add these girlies back to the shelves. I forgot what they're called. Not these are called zombies. There's like a really popular, like the little baby figurine things that are really, really popular. I'm not a fan, but I got obsessed with these in the summer of last year and I wanted to try to collect them all. I've only got half of them, but I love them and they just sparked some inner happiness in me. And then for Christmas, my mum got me some Littlest Pets because I used to collect these when I was younger. And again, they're just so cute. So I now need to reposition these onto the bookshelves and then we're done. Can you tell I'm a little obsessed with this microphone? I thought, why not make this into a wonderful bookish vlog where we go book shopping? Because I found a voucher that I got all the way back from Christmas, and what else am I going to use the voucher on? Let's be honest. I don't need any more clothes. And then I've got a separate voucher for... Doesn't matter. I've got £20 to spend and I plan to spend it on books. Do I need more books? I think we've made it pretty clear that I don't from my quite full TBR cart. There's just been a couple of books on my mind that I really, 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 really want to get to this spring. The weather is stunning today. Spring is springing. And I love it. Spring is my favourite season. It's my birthday season. My birthday's in April. I totally went on a tangent then. We're going book shopping. That's what we're doing to add to the already pretty full TBR cart. That's all I needed to say. So let's go. Like, who allowed this? And I didn't even get all the books that I wanted to get. We're in trouble, you guys. Who let me out the house? Who allowed me an income? So I went to the works, I went to Waterstones, I went to WH Smith, I went to Mr. B's Emporium, and I went to Toppings. 5 different shops, and none of them had the one book that I wanted, the one book that I set out to get. They didn't have it. So I'm probably going to have to order that one online. And that book that I was wanting to get is 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater, which is the second book in like the Regency fairy tale series. I just have an itching to read it this spring. So I will probably be ordering that at some point. And also next week, I'm so excited, you guys. Next week, we are getting the next book in the Dream Harbour series. It's the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, and like the works have already announced that they're going to be doing a sprayed edged edition of it. So yes, I will be snapping that up as well, and I will be reading it this spring. Despite me not having my hands on those right now, they will be added to this. Yeah. But I did some damage. Yeah. So in the works, you can get 3 books for £6. Yeah, I know. And then I obviously went into Waterstones and I had the voucher. So really, I've only spent £6 on books. And I've walked away with 5 books. So let's just go through the books that I picked up today and let's add them to the cart. This was actually the last book that I picked. This is my attempt to broaden my genre taste. I picked up The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. Now, I have never read a Frida McFadden, and I feel like her books can be quite hit or miss, as in people either love her books, like love them, or they're like not that overly impressed. But I read the blurb of this one and then the blurb of The Inmate, and out of the two, this is the one that kind of like jumped out at me the most. From what I can gather from the back, our main character Nora, when she is 11 years old, her dad is arrested for killing women in the basement of their house. And then years later, she is a nurse or a doctor, I think. And one of the female patients, is killed in the same way that her father had been killing women. It's giving the whole somebody's trying to frame her vibe. But what was the last line is like, the police can't pin anything on her as long as they don't look in her basement. So I have heard that Frida McFadden can be quite good with the last minute plot twists and the last minute reveals. So I'm quite intrigued and I'm quite excited about it. If you've been here for many book hauls before, you know we don't do stickers. No, we don't. We don't do stickers. No, ma'am. Okay, but that is book 1 that I picked up. These other 2 books I got specifically with spring in mind and like my spring TBR in mind, so I do want to read these books this spring. The first one is No More Secrets by Lucy Score. This is a Blue Moon romantic comedy. I have never read a Lucy Score. Again, I know she has a series that was very popular and kind of went off throughout BookTube and BookTok, but this, first of all, again, the cover screamed spring to me. I also think this is set during late spring. I think I read the first like page or 2. The setting is just perfect for this weather as well. Yeah, again, it's an author that I've heard loads about, but I haven't picked up myself, so I was very intrigued. It's not a big book, which is really appealing as well. Snatch this one up. Again, let's take the sticker off because we don't do stickers. And then the final book that I picked up in the works, again, we went for spring. Look at this gorgeous cover. So this is Old Flames and New Fortunes by Sarah Hoggle. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I actually had my eye on this book last spring when I was doing my spring TBR last year, but I just didn't pick it up. I can't tell you why, but for some reason I just didn't pick it up. Every time I go into the works, my eye just catches it and I always get drawn to it. And today I was like, you know what? We're treating ourselves. We're treating ourselves. How could I not? Again, I think this is set in like late spring, so perfect for this time of year. And I think this has got some magic realism to it. The small magical town of Moonville is the perfect place for Flora, fortunist Romina Tempest to expand her shop, where she uses the language of flowers to help the hopeful manifest their love lives. After giving up on her own big romance many years ago, at least she can bask in the promise of others. So when the shop's potential financier shares news of his wedding, Rowena jumps at the opportunity to discuss helping the business, even if it means she has to fake date her chaotic colleague Trevor to get an invitation. But all hell breaks loose when she discovers Trevor's soon-to-be stepbrother is none other than Alex King, her high school sweetheart, her greatest love, the boy who 11 years ago broke her heart. What starts an innocent misunderstanding becomes a week-long fake dating scheme as Romina resolves to make Alex pay for breaking her heart. The only issue, she can't deny their still burning connection. Caught between showing Alex what he lost and coming clean and risking her business, Romina must decide whether giving Alex another chance means going back on herself or finally realizing her hold on the past, releasing her hold on the past. So is this also a love triangle? No, it's a devastatingly romantic, a brilliant magic-filled exploration of second chances. That's a quote by Sarah Adler. And India Holton said Sarah Hoggle is a rom-com genius. But yeah, like I said, the cover just screamed spring. So I snatched it up, finally, after like a year of going back and forth. There we go. That's the cover without the sticker. So those are the 3 books that I got in the works. Now let's look at the books that I got in Waterstones. So I really wanted to try and get books that I say you wouldn't usually pick up. I didn't want to just get another fantasy. Like, your girl just reads fantasy, which is nothing wrong with like just having a preference of genre and reading one type of genre, but I really, really want to try and expand my taste and expand my reading repertoire. Did I pick up one of these in the fantasy section? Yes, I did, but it's not the kind of classic fantasy that I would usually go for. Now, this is such a highly beloved book, highly praised, and it's one of those books that people say you should go into it without really knowing what it's about. And that is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. When I first picked this up, when it first came out, I thought it was a Greek mythology related thing because of the cover. But I don't think it is. But again, I don't know. I know nothing about this book and I'm purposefully leaving it that way because that is the best way to go into this book. So I don't know anything about this book. Even the back is very vague and I can't give you anything about it. It's a short book as well. Stunning. I picked it up after kind of hearing all about it, and you know, I had £20 on my voucher, so I had to make sure if I wanted 2 books, I needed to make up £20, and this one was £8.99. So, and then the last book in this haul is Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. I have read Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, and even though it was a while ago, I remember really, really enjoying it, and I remember loving how Jennifer Saint retold the story from Ariadne's perspective of is it Theseus and the Minotaur? I think it's Theseus, but I could be wrong. I've been wanting to read this ever since it came out. The concept of Atalanta and the fact that she's the only like female Greek hero, I love it. I love it, and I don't really know her story. So I'm hoping obviously this book is going to give me a bit of insight into that. The covers as well for these books are just gorgeous. So these are the books that I picked up today. Let's go ahead and add them to the cart, shall we? So the way I did the cart is the top shelf is where I kind of have my priority TBR. And I'm going to be honest, these two will definitely be up here. So I think I'm going to remove probably these two. Slot those there. Oh, that looks so pretty. And then I'm going to take Wayward and pop Atalanta here instead. And I think I should be able to fit Piranesi here because it's so small, so tiny. The others we're going to have to move on to the back because I've ran out of room around the front. I actually can't believe how many books I have. Oh my gosh, I need to go on a book buying ban. I say that, I have 2 more books I plan to buy, but then after that I need to go on a book buying ban. Maybe April should be a book buying ban month. So that is the updated TBR cart. That is our kind of our mini spring shop as well. I'm so excited for my spring readings this year. Spring is my favourite season. I feel so alive and I feel like I just read more in the spring and summer. So I'm so excited to crack on with these, but I'm going to wrap up today's video here. Thank you so much for joining me on another kind of mini bookish day. I really hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!